All right, here we are in Las Vegas for a special edition of NBL Now, and I've got one of the huge stars of the NBL and the Adelaide 36ers, Montrezl Harrell. And you hear how I say that? First of all, let's talk about your name. Why the L at the end of your name, and why do people seemingly incorrectly refer to your last name as Harrell? It is Montrezl Harrell, right?
Yeah. Honestly, it's really just, my first name, like I said, is a unique spelling, has that L there, but it's kind of like silent, which is like not one of the, I guess, alphabets that you would, consider silent.
Because it should be Montrezl.
Yeah, that's what I've been called for a numerous amount of years, man. So, honestly, just, being, people seeing that, they always think they got to pronounce every letter in my name, though.
Right.
And then when I correct them and tell them it's Montrez, and then they feel like they got to pronounce every letter of my last name. I've been called Harrell, Harold, but it's been spelled like Harlod, like all type of wild stuff, man. So, honestly, man, it's just like a unique spelling, man. I guess it's my own,
But your brothers have some names, too.
Yeah, definitely. It's honestly, me and all my brothers have a unique spelling of our name and pronunciation. My name is Montrez, has the L at the end. My middle brother name is Quatavius. And it's Q-U-A apostrophe T-A-V-I-S. Mm-hmm. And then my baby brother's name is Kadarius, and that was C-A apostrophe D-A-R-I-U-S. You feel me? So,
well, very unique and wonderful name. So let's just talk about what you've been up to since the 36ers went down last year in the play-in eliminator to Southeast Melbourne, Phoenix. What's been happening in your world?
Basketball, man. That's all I've honestly been doing. I left Australia. I think I went home for probably about 2 weeks, maybe 2.5 weeks, and then I headed straight over to China. I was in China for probably about 2 months, playing with a team over there who was in contention to, make the playoffs. I made the playoffs, and sadly, came up short in the first round versus the team that's won it the last 2-3 years over there, man. So. But went over there, played over there, left from there, went back home for another maybe week, and then I headed off to Puerto Rico. I played over there for a month before I headed back and started playing for the Big Three, man. So honestly, I've been, just playing basketball, honestly staying active and, just standing around the game, honestly.
China, let's talk about the CBA. A lot of big-name NBA guys go over there and do really well, make a lot of money. Yeah. But what is that league like compared to, say, the NBL?
To me, it's definitely a different type of, culture, definitely a different type of living, lifestyle in general. But everybody's game is in a different place and a different stage in their career, So me, honestly, it was cool to actually go over there and see it and actually be a part of it. But I don't know if my game really transitions into that right now because, I'm one of those guys that still love to play the correct way, still trying to find winning plays, man. If a play works, milking the play, different things like that nature. But the Chinese culture in the basketball world is a little bit different, man. Yep. Guys go out there and, jack up a lot of shots, man.
Right,
bad basketball. I'm not even gonna lie, man. Compared to the NBL and playing over there in Chinese CBA isn't bad. Like you say, you make a lot of money, man. And if you can get in one of the solid cities, which is like a Beijing, a Shanghai, or something like that, you're still feel like you're not too far in the whole foreign country because it still has Americanized type things, But if you're in one of these other cities, it's like, it's tougher living. And definitely it's a whole different type of cultural situation that you're walking around with your phone all day long, just trying to, understand people and have a conversation with somebody. So it's definitely different, So for me, it was definitely, eye-opener, something that I was able to see and that's, like I said, actually be a part of. But just in my stage of my career, man, I don't know if I'm just looking to go out there and just, just take hella shots and just, shoot at any given time, man. It's like I like a system of basketball, man. I really don't feel like they have a true system, if that makes sense.
Well, making a move like that and expanding your boundaries is part of being a professional basketball player. And you made the move about a year ago to come to Australia off the back of a knee injury and, sort of pushed out of the NBA because of your health. How did you find that move, and what were you expecting when you first got to Australia?
Honestly, I wasn't really expecting anything when I got to Australia. Honestly, man, I was just kind of, I watched the NBL a little bit just for prior guys that were been over there. Jerome Randall is a definitely, big time friend of mine and played in the Adelaide 36ers program, man. So he was just telling me a couple of things about it. Casper Ware is another guy I know who's played in the NBL, man. So, I had a teammate in the NBA in LaMelo who played in the NBL.
Right.
Man. So just guys that I can actually have conversations with who's been a part of it, man, and they've all said positive things about it, man. So honestly, man, I just went down there with an open mind, man. Really, it was just honestly just trying to get back into enjoying the game of basketball, man, and just seeing where my knee was, where I was as a player still, and if I still had a lot left to give to this game, which I felt like I did, and I was able to go down there and be in a situation where the program, the club, the city, the country itself, Australia, man, kind of welcomed me with open arms, man. And I found a place where, they've made me fall in love with the game of basketball again, and, they love me. So,
how much doubt did you have, though, coming off of that knee injury? And knowing that the league is tough because, like you said, Jerome and Casper and all those guys would have hit you up to, like, it's, as our man Homicide said, it's no cupcake league. You got to come in there ready to hoop.
100%, man. Really, I didn't really have any doubt, honestly, in my knee. It was more so just trying to, see fully where I was as far as, back in basketball game, playing shape and basket, full 5-on-5, transition and playing, being on the floor, different aspects and things like that, because I hadn't done that to a higher extent until I played in the TBT. And even there, man, I hit a wall where, it was the most 5-on-5 basketball I played since injuring my knee, man. And it was a different type of conditioning for me, man. I wasn't all the way where I needed to be, and I kind of lost gas in that semifinals game for us when we had that big outing versus Kentucky, man. It was a crazy game. I didn't really have enough gas because, my health, knee-wise and my conditioning, it wasn't where it would need to be in 5-on-5, man. So, it was definitely an eye-opener, and, but it definitely gave me a tremendous amount of confidence, man, to actually be able to see I can go out there and still play and be active in the 5-on-5 stage and still play the game at a high level.
Well, at Hoops Fest last year in your first game against the Sydney Kings, it was evident quite quickly and early in that game that you were going to have an impact in the competition. So I'm sure you gained a lot of confidence after that. But let's look at more of the course of your performance throughout the season. What did you learn from last season in the NBL? And where do you kind of rate your performance last year after looking back on it, not only from your perspective, but the team, the Adelaide 36ers as well?
I learned a lot about the league in general, and it's a fast-paced league, man. It's definitely a league that gets up and down the floor, man. It's physical as well. It's a game that, is played to a high level, not only in the guys that are a part of the NBL, but a part of, the whole culture around the NBL, the fans, the different organizations.
Isn't it a trip, though, how with only 10 teams, you get to know everybody fast?
100%, yeah, definitely, man. Because even planning the Blitz, down there at Perth, planning that
Hoops Fest.
Well, yeah, Hoop Fest. I'm tripping. It's the Blitz this year, but planning the Hoop Fest, man, and being a part of that, man, and just being able to go against guys and stuff like that, man. You kind of seeing where guys was kind of at starting off, but then, like I said, we opened up this season down in Cairns, and it was a game where it looked like we was, going to pull away and actually finish off that game, man. And, Rob Evers and them guys kept fighting and ended up beating us, and you felt all the energy throughout their fans for the entire game, man. It's a league where, like I said, man, the fans, it's like a miniature EuroLeague feeling, if that makes sense, man. Because EuroLeague fans, you see all the videos over there, the fans are, songs going on, banners in the crowd, smoke in the crowd from flares, all different type of things. It's like a miniature version of that, just without the whole, I would say the flares and all the smoke in the crowd and stuff like that. But as far as the
bit more civilized
things like that, man, that's what the NBL is, man. I've enjoyed it, man, because like I said, I build off that atmosphere, that type of energy and stuff like that, man. And everywhere I've been, playing down there, it was an amazing feeling, man. Whether it was a home game or away game, man, it was a lot of fun.
So if the NBA season where you won Sixth Man of the Year was your peak, where did you rate last season's NBL performance compared to that? If that if that Sixth Man was a 10 out of 10, what was last season's NBL?
For me, coming off knee injury and everything I had to go through to actually get back there and actually get on the floor. Compared to what we did, and the club hasn't done that in a while, I give it a 7.
Okay.
I give it a 7, only because the team hasn't been to the playoffs in a while. We actually fought, and a lot of crazy things happened towards the end. We made those play-in spots to actually be able to be there. Had a great and golden opportunity to be in the last 2 games.
Do you think about that loss against Southeast Melbourne? What were you up? You had a 20-point lead.
Yeah, 100%. And it sucks because we didn't do the things that we needed to do to take care of and finish that game, and all we had to do was continue to play the right way. And I feel like once we got up by 20, it turned a little bit into I got to get mine now. If that makes sense a little bit, and it hurt us. Plays got stagnant. Scoring and the pace slowed down. And they started making big time shots, and the refs started to get involved, and they started to hit and one stuff like that, man. And now you got to go against not only the crowd momentum swing, man, but also them coming at you. And we let go of the reins, and that's what happened.
Well, I think it's one of the great what ifs of last season.
Yeah.
What if you guys don't blow that lead, and then you're going into the semifinals? You gain a little bit more confidence. You evolve just immediately as an outfit. Now, anything is possible once you get to that Final Four.
100%, man. It was definitely, like I said, one of those moments. One of those things that you can kind of look back and learn a lot from. Just in general, as a older veteran player, and just those aspects of what I kind of seen, even when we made it to halftime, man. I rolled my ankle damn near the end of the first quarter, man. So I was playing on a bum ankle.
Right.
But still, where we was at, we still shouldn't have, let that game get away from us. So just being a veteran player, man, just in halftime, just got to let the guys know and understand that where we were in that, situation, that we can't let that happen. We can't let go of the reins. We can't get complacent with playing the game the right way and playing great basketball. Really.
So you lose that one. You move on. You're playing in China. And it looks like, from my perspective, it looks like the door is closed to Montrezl Harrell coming back in the NBL. I think we even exchanged some messages, and you hit me up like, hey, if anything pops up that you know about, let me know. But things change quickly.
All right.
Bryce Cotton gets signed. Huge move. I've never seen a bigger transaction in the history of the NBL. You get a player of that caliber, and he comes to Adelaide. You have a conversation with Matt Weston, and we are told that things quickly. He has good news for you. Can you take us through that?
The crazy thing about it is, man, I really wouldn't know if the doors was ever closed for me. I ain't gonna say
Right. Okay.
And first starting out at the end of the season, man, I was more so. It was a lot of emotions going on, and definitely there's a lot of high, headbutting going on, man, especially how we end the season, because that's not how we wanted to end it, and that's not how we should have ended the opportunity that we had. So it was more so a lot on, me, and just more so pissed off at the opportunity that we kind of pissed away, man. And so really just understanding, what direction they was going to kind of move going into the off season. So it was kind of a little bit back and forth from there. But actually from the club and the organization, those guys seemingly literally since the end of the season, everything that happened, man, definitely wanted me to come back.
Right.
Just had to actually figure out what I was going to do in my decision.
Okay.
Like I said, it definitely was one of those things where at the end of the season, it was a heated conversation because, like I said, I'm an emotional player, but at the same time, I understand this, game of basketball. I understand opportunities, and the opportunity that we had, you never know if that's going to come back around, man. That you didn't want.
What about those emotions? Because sometimes they're so positive and so beneficial on court. And do you ever look back at times and think to yourself, oh, I shouldn't have done that in that moment? Or are you one of the guys that is like, hey, that's the way I felt at the moment. I expressed it and I move on?
Honestly, it's a little bit of both. But if I was to look back at it, do I have any situations where I wouldn't have did? I'll probably say it's just the only one that's in Melbourne, and the only reason I say that is because I ended up getting suspended and they hurt our team.
Right, and you're alluding to the Sunday afternoon in Melbourne with the interaction with the spectators courtside at John Cain Arena. Yeah.
So that's probably the only thing I'll probably take back, and the only reason I say that because it hurt my team overall and us as a club. You feel me? I ended up getting suspended for like 4 games. I think Kendrick ended up getting 3 games, man. So that's really it handicapped our team, man, from a big scoring aspect, from a defensive anchor standpoint in my aspect, man. So it really just handicapped us a lot, and you know, but it did actually, you know, have our younger guys kind of grow up. So it was like pros and cons to it, but like I said, it still hurt us for what we could have actually been. It's still one of those what if type of situations, man. You feel me? So, you know, what if I don't get suspended? Now we play those games, we don't have that record, and now we're not even maybe in those play-in games or in that position in general, you know. So just now that what if. So that's probably the only thing that I would probably take back. But me as a player, do I regret it? Not at all. Because like I said, it was one of those situations where I took up for my team, my organization, and my club in general, where everybody and even the owner himself said he was happy and like literally stood behind the things I did, because for so long the club has just looked like one of those organizations where it's just pushover, or you know, just one of those ones that can be, you feel me, walked over in those aspects or in those situations, man.
I got you.
I mean, so me being, you know, that vocal guy that I am, that, you know,
You got to be an enforcer at times.
That's what it is, man. And I wasn't afraid to be that for our team and for our organization and for our club, because they reciprocated the love and actually support right back from that. You know, it wasn't like, what are you doing? Like, oh, you cost us this. Like, no, they really stood up for me from beginning to end, you know, all the way, you know, from top to bottom to it. And I can't ask you nothing better.
Well, NBL 26 is right here. It won't be long now before we're all assembling in Canberra for the Blitz.
Yeah.
Bryce Cotton, Montrezl Harrell, Zylan Chief. In my 35 years of being associated with the NBL, I'm not sure there is a stronger trio of imports.
All right.
This is an outstanding lineup. You've got arguably the second greatest player in NBL history. We've got a high impact player in yourself. Zylan Cheatham could be an MVP candidate if he provides the type of defense and scoring that he showed at times with the New Zealand Breakers. Yeah. What's your level of excitement coming into NBL 26? And there's a lot of murmurs, people saying, oh, they don't have a point guard. How's Trez going to fit in? Who's going to defend on the perimeter? There's a lot of noise, Trez.
See?
What do you say to all of that?
I mean, it's exactly what it is, man. It's noise, man.
You don't listen to it?
Nah.
But you're an emotional guy. We see your Instagram posts.
That's cool.
This stuff must have an impact on you. You can't just sit here and brush it off, because I know it, right?
I swear it don't. I haven't thought about nothing that nobody said of how our team was going to be in the NBA. I swear to God.
Okay.
I haven't been able to get around our guys, and we've been able to have a full training session. I haven't been able to be in the gym and guys to see.
You haven't had any conversations with Zylan and Bryce?
No. Had conversations with them, but actually being in the gym with them, no. Us actually been on the court together and actually, you know, seeing the different positions and the different aspects and the different type of situation that we're going to be in, no. But actually talking to those guys, we saw that we know was made that, you know, I was coming back, Bryce was there already, and then we was getting Zylan. It's literally conversation through Instagram, and I've been talking to him, literally following each other social media. I talked to Bryce while I was down there in Puerto Rico, because he was down there as well playing. So literally, I've had conversations with guys, and like we're excited to, you know, see the different accomplishments that we can all have as a group, and the different type of accomplishments we can bring to the club. But as far as like me worried about, oh, is they gonna be able to do this, this, like, how does anybody really know that? Like, it's I don't even think Cass has a 14 yet.
No, they do not.
So what are we talking about? How are you going to literally say that we're not going to be able to defend this? We're not going to be able to, like, you know, you have no idea. Like, we haven't been to the gym together. So you don't see, you haven't seen Flynn and Isaiah, the other guys, like us being on the floor. You haven't seen that. So how are you going to instantly say it's just not going to work? You don't know. So we really going to wait until we actually get down there, get in the gym with one another, man, and actually see how we gel as a group and what we think we're going to be as a club. Because I know just from playing off of my many years in the NBA, my many years just being on multiple teams, man, it's not really worried about, you know, what everybody else perceives you as, man, because at the end of the day, only people that can play the game is those guys that is in that locker room, man, those 12 to 15 guys on the team. So we'll see when it comes down to that blitz time, and if we really can't gel together, you feel me? And I don't want nobody, all these people, what's your man you did the interview with?
Damon Lowry?
Yeah, I don't want none of y'all to.
That's my man, Lowry.
I don't want none of y'all to jump ship, and I don't want none of y'all to be like, oh, this team could be something special and could do it all the way. No. We be that same people where they ain't got enough of this, or how is DJ gonna be shooting and how's he gonna come back in shape, and how his chair is gonna be. No, be those same people. Because when we're doing the stuff and accomplishing the things that we're doing, I don't want y'all to be rooting for us, because at the same time, y'all thought we couldn't do it. Y'all thought we wouldn't gel together. Y'all thought we wouldn't this, that, and the third, and y'all didn't know anything about us as an organization.
Right.
Because we didn't even know who it was going to be, because we haven't had the time to actually put in that work yet. But now we're going to have the time where you got to understand, I came into the NBL last year without any preseason, any nothing. I came into just having to be implied in the role.
Right in the game shape.
Off the rip, you feel me? And my guy, Jarrell Martin, who was placed in U4, he was coming back and building himself up. And it just happened to swing where we was just all there together, you feel me? So I didn't have any time to actually gel with these guys. Those guys had been there. They played in the Blitz. They had been in the Gold Coast. They had been to many different preseason games. So they had a different swing of things, you feel me? Now, right when the season is starting, they had to kind of not really fully change how those things look with me coming there, but it's a different type of aspect to, move around. You feel me? So it's different.
Well, there we have it. A riveting episode of NBL Now with superstar Montrezl Harrell, and you heard it. He's ready to come. He doesn't want to hear all your comments about what Adelaide don't have or do have, and if you do make some comments, stand strong on it.
That's it, man, because we're going to stand strong on ours, and our comments and our aspects and our mindset is coming in, looking to work, having a lot of fun throughout the season, man, but actually going on doing something special to where we want to, win a championship for the Adelaide 36ers. Bryce is a guy that's been in this league numerous amount of years. I think 9 years, and out of 9 years, he's won 5 MVP.
Yes.
Zayden has been a guy where he's came down and actually stepped his name and went on to do bigger things and position himself to make more money for his family. But as a guy that actually seen Bryce come to a club, actually seen me come back, and he wanted to be a part of that. So that just goes to show you, man, it's guys that, actually really want to be a part of the things that we have going, and actually want to be, in the things that we have building. And I can't wait to, get rolling. Can't wait to get it started, man. And I can't wait to actually, see those arenas packed out, because I feel like every game, everywhere we go this year, it might be a sold out.
Thank you for your time, Trez. It's great to have you back for NBL 26. And that's an episode of NBL Now from Las Vegas, done and dusted. See you next time.
See you.